is the final report. And let me just be real clear. So if you're actively collecting data, you can keep doing that. But if you're done actively collecting data, then look up here. Even if you still have stuff to clean up or whatever, just look up here so that I can give you the full scoop on the final report. So first thing is, this is due on Monday, and it'll be due about a half an hour into class. So you'll have, so we'll have a little bit of time on Monday to wrap things up, but not much. So make sure that you use your class time today. Those of you who use your class time today are going to be in great shape on Monday to get everything done and turned in. Those of you who don't use your class time effectively today are probably going to find that you then don't have enough time to get it done. Okay. The second thing is, your big goal with this final report is to answer the question that you and your group members came up with a few weeks ago. So I can't tell you what that is, because you all had your own questions. Ben and Luke are listening. David and so you have to look back and determine what your question was. Maybe it was, how do moisture levels affect decomposition? How does depth? How do different plants? How does distance to the creek? Whatever your particular question was, that's what you're trying to use your data to answer. Okay. The second thing is, this is a formal lab report, which means I want it to actually look good. And we can we can talk more about it. But what I don't want is for you to make a copy of this document and then just put your information in here and here and here. What your paper should look like is this. You're going to have these headings: discussion, results, methods, introduction. And you are welcome to use Decomposition Study Final Report as your title. But this should be your starting point. Not all the stuff that I gave you. That's all for you to look at. So I'm going to show you how I would do this. I'm looking at this. This section of your report should describe the question you were trying to answer in the study. Okay? So my question might have been, the purpose of this study was to determine how different types of plants growing in soil affect the rate of soil decomposition. And then, along with one or two sentences that add some additional explanatory information. Okay, I can do that. We took an apple, some cardboard, and a piece of paper, and buried them about 8 inches deep in soil where different plants were growing. We looked at Himalayan blackberry, white alder, and Oregon ash for our site locations. Okay, we estimated decomposition rates of our materials after 2 years, something like that. And this is what it should look like. It should not be the document that I gave you with some short one-word answers. I want it to actually be a report. For the methods, take a look at what I'm asking you to do. This section of the report should describe how you collected your data. It should take the form of 2 step-by-step lists. The first list should describe all the stuff that we did up until today. How you determine soil texture, soil water holding capacity, pH, nutrient availability, and soil organism diversity. So, 1, we measured soil water capacity by drying soil, weighing it, getting it wet, weighing it again, and using a formula to calculate how much water it held. This is a reasonable first step for measuring the water holding capacity. Again, this is what I want your report to look like. It should actually be laid out like this. I don't want to see all of the stuff that I type and then you just kind of responding in just a word or two. This is a formal lab report. So right now it's 2:40. You've got about 35 minutes left today. Those of you who really want to do well on this, you've got two things to think about. The first, use your time effectively. You should be able to, if you just saw me get through the whole first section and start the methods in about 3 minutes. You should be able to get all the way through the results section by the end of class today. The only thing you should have to do on Monday is the discussion. You'll have your methods, which tells us how you collected the data. The results, you've already done that. The results is the data table that you just completed. So this is not a lot if you stay focused. If you can handle the responsibility that goes along with it, I highly encourage you to collaborate with your classmates. That does not mean that they do part of it and you do part of it. It means you talk to them and you say things like, wait, what did we do with the pH again? Oh yeah, we did the pH sticks. And how did we figure out nutrient availability? Rowan and David, stop. How did we figure out nutrient availability? Oh yeah, we looked at that table in the presentation that Mr. Briegar gave us. That's really useful. But if you get distracted by talking to your friends, then find a different spot to work, because it won't help you to collaborate if you're not actually focused on the report and compiling information and getting it done. And then, and if you can't stay focused where you are, no worries, I'll ask you to move somewhere else. But understand it's not that you're in trouble or you did something wrong, it's just I want to make sure everybody can get their work done, all right? So I'm suggesting that those of you who use your time effectively should be all the way through the results, thank you, by 2:15. And so you're not going to have to turn that in today, but if you get that done, then on Monday, the only thing you'll have left to do is make a graph, which is going to be pretty straightforward, and answer some discussion questions, which will also be pretty straightforward. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? All right, let me know if there's anything you need, and just use your time effectively. You got this. You can get all the way through the results.